So you can't vote on Thursday.
No, I can only pay people to vote in my stead.
Who are you going to pay them to vote for?
Anybody but Nigel Farage.
Okay, why is that?
Because he's a bellend. I find, I'm American, right? So I'm very familiar with bellends, and this guy smacks of like American idiocy.
You might get an American bellend back in your leadership.
Yeah, that's why I'm over here. I thought I was escaping it, and then this knob comes up, and I end up probably in the same situation. But I have more faith in you people. I think you guys are a tad smarter than us. You got more options. So I'm really holding out. You guys got to help. You guys really got to keep me here. Give me some place to escape to.
I quite like Keir Starmer. He's quite reasonable.
What is it about him that you like?
He seems reasonably straightforward in what he says. I know he's changed his mind a lot, but that happens if circumstances change. And it's the reasonable... My daughter's glaring at me. But no, I quite like Keir Starmer, so I'll stick with Labour.
I mean, in an ideal world, I'd be voting Green, but I think it would be a wasted vote because... Sadly, I don't think they would get in, so I'm going to, Labour would be my second choice, if you like.
Start with the drinking first.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, well, I did hide it because I thought it's just, as long as we don't say what time it is.
Yeah, so it's the afternoon. We're here at Wimbledon.
Look out, peeps is on the road, on the streets with the microphone. Stop for a chat, tell us your deal. Who will you vote for? How do you feel?
I don't think you would even tell me last night who you're going to vote for.
No, I wouldn't tell my dear friends. I'm not sure. I'm voting Labour.
Okay.
Why? Because I don't like the Tories and Lib Dems screwed me over. So I was the first year of £9,000. So I don't trust them because you got power. The minute you got power, you went back on your word and it tripled my fees. So yeah, even still 10 years later or whatever, I hold a grudge.
It's an election that is about getting the Tories out. I think 14 years of what has been an absolute disaster. I mean, where you start with what they've done, I don't know. They have left the country in an absolute disaster. I mean, I would prefer if they were willing to have a conversation about, Brexit, which is clearly neither party want to talk about, which has been an absolute disaster, and clearly having a better relationship with Europe is the only way out of this mess at the minute, as far as I can see it. But I can understand why they've not done that, and I can understand why they've been very sort of defensive in the way they've run their campaign, because the Tories will jump on anything, as they have done already. I mean, I find it pretty disgusting the way they've gone about it, with sort of trying to pivot to, I don't know, maybe it's just because, not that we're old, but I remember a time where, there wasn't Twitter accounts for Tories and Labour, and pictures of, Vladimir Putin being excited about Keir Starmer coming into power and all this nonsense that goes on with it now. But I'm rambling. I mean, I just think it's time for a change. I think the country needs a change. And he's earned the right to do that. But yeah, I mean, like I say, it's not perfect. I mean, to be honest, the most exciting thing about this campaign has just been the fact that Ed Davies seems to be just an extreme sport athlete now, which is just amazing. He was like bungee jumping yesterday. It's like, I just love that.
But that wouldn't make you vote for him, or would it?
It wouldn't make me vote for him to run the country, but I've really enjoyed it and not taking it so seriously. So just as a side note.
Maybe down the line I'll change my mind, but right now, no, still very, very bitter.
And how about you guys?
I'm voting Labour too, just because I've always voted for them, and no particular reason in terms of, well, I'm a teacher, so last year was quite bad in terms of striking and things like that, and I think the Conservatives have not done much in regards to, well, they've changed a lot of policies since they've been in power, and it's not done the teaching profession any favours. So I'm going back, I would like Labour to come back in and hopefully change things around. But yeah, I haven't read up on their education policy or anything like that, but I've always voted Labour, so I'm going to go for Labour again.
Super difficult question.
For the UK election?
Yes.
I don't actually know the players, but I would like to vote for somebody that is. I've never been more conservative in my life, even though I'm very much libertarian. Women's rights, gay rights, love it all that stuff. But we need to tighten up the purse strings here. I don't know. Canada is just like spending money. Trudeau's got to go. Trudeau, got to go.
Have you got an election this year?
No, unfortunately we don't. I wish we did. I literally don't know when it is. He's still going to be there. It just keeps going and going and going.
And you two, are you? You're Americans. Oh,
only I am.
Oh, you're American. Can you speak about your election later this year?
So we have an election in November, and it's a country divided, and I just respect the office. Okay. For what I I can't.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of classism. I think that the countries, whatever country we're talking about, should be a unified space for all people to feel comfortable. Everybody have an upward mobility. Everybody have an opportunity to be free and to be able to elevate their lives. And everyone should be concerned about everyone else, right? Like, it's none of these answers are easy, but I think the answer is definitely not, look out for the rich and step on the poor, or to, subjugate or oppress people because they don't have the money or the upward mobility at this time to influence politics. Like, that's a problem, whatever part of the world you're in.
Who are you going to vote for on Thursday?
I'm going to vote Labour on Thursday.
Why?
I'm not overly educated on the topic, but more so I know that the Tories have just been in power for quite some time, and I think it's been, especially since COVID, seeming to be one drama and disaster after the next. So hoping that Labour will improve that.
So it's more a case of not the Tories, anyone but the Tories?
Pretty much, yeah. I think a lot of people are tactically voting for Labour just because it's the only way that the Conservatives wouldn't get in, really. I don't know if any other party has a chance to actually beat them.
I've always been a Labour supporter. I'd be delighted to see a change in government.
What do you think of Keir Starmer as a long-time Labour supporter?
I think he's a very intelligent man. I think at the moment he's been hedging his bets a little bit, but I do hope that he'll put in some real policies to change, for social change.
What kinds of issues are you particularly hoping to see a change in?
Oh, so many. A move away from austerity.
No Tories so far. I don't want to prejudge Wimbledon tennis fans, but I thought there might be some here. And just a couple, maybe. A few. I'm sure there are, but we haven't found them yet.
Oh. Wow.
It will only take 2 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
I like this.
You like this?
Yeah. Okay, so you're not going to vote on Thursday, did you say?
No, exactly. I decided don't vote. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because about is my personal spiritual thing about my religion. I vote when I get baptized, and I decide to worship only my God, Jehovah. And I don't want choose another political one. It's like he have a government for what the Bible say, and that's it. This is my decision.
I have voted many parties in my time, never Tory. I used to be a Labour Party member many years ago. Left them, haven't voted Labour since '97.
Why?
Because they don't support devolution, contrary to the fact they actually set it up. I left the Labour Party over this issue between the devolution referendum and the first Scottish parliamentary elections 2 years later, as did many of my peers.
The environment is my top absolute priority. I'm a keen supporter of different charities that look after the environment, and I really hope that they start doing something about saving nature and, promises that have been made that haven't been made into policy yet, and it needs to go through Parliament.
What did you think? Were you aware of when Labour rolled back on its big green commitment earlier this year?
I was disappointed in that. I really was.
Yeah, still making a decision. Definitely not Conservative.
Okay.
No, I don't think any of us would vote Conservative. It's been a long time. I used to when I was very young, but I've gone the opposite way to what you're supposed to do. When you're supposed to get old, you're supposed to go more Conservative. I've got considerably less.
Okay, that's interesting. So you haven't been a lifelong Labour voter?
No, I was involved with the Social Democratic Party when it was first formed, which I thought, pity it didn't actually go anywhere. I know, but no chance of doing anything. I've voted Lib Dem in the past, and I voted Labour in the past, but I stopped voting Tory when Maggie Thatcher came in, so she was very unpopular in Scotland where we are.
So I'm going to vote Lib Dem, I think. Yeah.
And why is that?
I live in a borough that is mainly Conservative, and I probably don't want Conservative to be in the next government, so it's probably a tactical vote for me. Hopefully Lib Dems will get into our local borough.
About what the impact Labour would have if they got into, or when they get into power, and in terms of if they might change the like in terms of like letting younger voters, like children, people vote from. I say children because I think you are the child when you're 16. I would be concerned about that. I think like people who are 16 being able.
You wouldn't want that to happen.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean a person's brain's actually not fully developed until you're 21 actually, so I think that's a big responsibility, although I know you can do other things when you're 16 as well, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
But then do you think that people who are younger than 21 shouldn't be able to vote?
No, I'm just saying that's
a long way off.
Yeah, it's, even between 16 and 21, I'm not saying that you're necessarily mature enough to make those decisions. Maybe you're mature enough to make personal decisions, but I'm not sure maybe one's about the whole country, unless they bring an understanding of politics into schools, and then that could work. They teach them about.
So young people are more educated on the topic.
Yeah, I think they would have to come together, those things.
Okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting thing to mention. Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on that? The voting age.
So I probably agree. Yeah. I mean, even at 16, when children are deciding what they want to do, career-wise, education-wise, it's so difficult for them. So to be able to make their minds up about government and politics.
I think the Lib Dems want to lower the age to 16. Yeah.
Those will be the voters. They'll be voting for Lib Dems and Labour. They wouldn't be voting.
Yeah,
you voted Tory at that age. So I didn't vote for Tory for the Conservatives when I first could vote. But you change, your priorities change over your life.
Okay, let's cheers for Peeps. Peeps online.
Oh yeah.
Peeps online. Okay, ready?
Cheers to Peeps.
Cheers to Peeps online.
We love you.
Thanks, guys. On the streets with the microphone. Stop for a chat. Tell us your deal. Who will you vote for? How do you feel?